back to Arsenal News TV, and today's latest transfer headline is Crystal Palace star Wilfried Zaha talks for first time over failed Arsenal transfer and admits they chose Pepe over me. So the reports are stating that Wilfried Zaha has accepted that Arsenal chose Nicolas Pepe over him, following a failed move to the club. Following a summer transfer saga with Crystal Palace, the Gunners opted against signing the winger in 2019. Instead, they paid Lille £72 million for the club record capture of Nicolas Pepe, and Zaha has opened up on the deal after missing out on a move to his boyhood favourites to his Ivory Coast international teammate. He told Jamie Carragher's The Greatest Game podcast, "I had a conversation with the manager actually. Emery was just like, we don't really need to go through much. He said he seen me play, he knows I can change games at any time and stuff like that. He was like, yeah, we would love to have you. And I was just like, yeah, I'd love to come." The conversation was rather straightforward because I played against him when he was manager of Arsenal. He saw what I could do, saw my work rate and what I could add to the team. He added, obviously, it was up to the club who they chose, and they chose Pepe over me. Emery failed to get the best out of Pepe and was sacked partway through the winger's first campaign in North London. However, Mikel has also struggled with the 25-year-old and publicly lambasted his red card versus Leeds in November. Zaha, who is now 28, remains with Palace and was also quiet last season before finding form again in recent months, hitting 8 goals in 15 games. And he admitted his feeling that players from abroad are often favoured for big money transfers. The forward stated, "You're seeing a player come from Brazil or another league, they are always going to attract more attention. But I just think if there's a player that plays in the Premier League, you see him week in, week out. You know what he does. I feel like it's a no-brainer. The other leagues are totally different." In terms of the latest rumours regarding that, you can see that Wilfried Zaha has clearly expressed that he was very close to coming to join Arsenal in 2019, and he stated that he was even targeted by the previous Gunners manager Emery 18 months ago, and that both clubs were into negotiations. And he also stated that Palace reportedly did stood firm on the valuation, and they prompted Arsenal to end up spending a club record fee on another player in the form of Nicolas Pepe in a deal which required little payment up front. Zaha even stated, as mentioned, he has talked to Unai Emery, and he said Unai Emery expresses to him that, look, you're a game changer, we need a player like you at this club, and it looks like the Arsenal hierarchy went for Nicolas Pepe instead of Wilfried Zaha. So what are my views on Arsenal not signing Wilfried Zaha? Well, it's clearly obvious that we want to achieve a player that can play in that right wing position, who's done it before, who's been in that position, who's been that main man of Crystal Palace, who's been, where is Crystal Palace? It's in London as well. Arsenal's just a few miles, few distance away. And for Zaha, when it comes to adapting to the league, when it comes to adapting to a new club, I think it literally has no difference from what he done at Crystal Palace to what he's doing at Arsenal. But in terms of Nicolas Pepe, to be honest, Nicolas Pepe's stats were quite immense in terms of Liga. He really was hitting it off the mark. He had really good assists. He was second to Lionel Messi when it comes to assists and goals when it comes to that season where Arsenal signed him. But there was a clear thing where you could see that only Arsenal and a few other clubs were interested in Nicolas Pepe. It was the hype started with Liverpool being linked, with other players being linked, other huge teams being linked, but then it calmed down. And then somehow it was a surprise to everyone when Arsenal just signed Nicolas Pepe. But for me, there's no need to talk about who's the player. Should we have signed Nicolas Pepe? Should we have signed Wilfried Zaha? Because I think the right wing's position has been filled itself, and that's in the form of Bukayo, Saka. I think we don't need to worry about the right wing position again. Zaha unfortunately couldn't get the Arsenal team, But to be honest, we have the new talent in terms of Martinelli, in terms of Saka, and I think these players can really perform in the Arsenal team. But if you guys don't agree with that and you feel like you're really feeling sad about not signing Wilfried Zaha, make sure you guys comment it below. But other than that, guys, this is the latest news regarding Arsenal. Make sure you guys stay tuned for the next video. Remain blessed and peace.